10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9. Go Starlink.
Angle's pushing down range.
Stage 1 chamber pressures are nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Vandenberg Space Force Base, carrying our stack of 52 Starlink satellites to orbit. Moments ago, we throttled the engines down in preparation for max Q, or maximum aerodynamic pressure, which we should see in just a few seconds
Falcon
here.
is supersonic. Max Q.
We did just pass through max Q. Now we will have 3 events happening in quick succession. First, we will have main engine cutoff, or MECO, followed by stage separation, and second, engine startup 1. Now first, main engine cutoff, or MECO, is where all 9 of the M1D engines shut off to slow the stage down in preparation for stage separation. This is where the first stage and the second stage separate, with stage 1 starting to make its way back.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
You just saw stage separation, main engine cutoff, and second engine startup 1.
Fairing separation confirmed.
There you can see the fairing halves popping off, revealing our 52 Starlink satellites. We have had successful fairing deployment. Again, SpaceX has reflown Falcon fairing halves since November of 2019. And again, that was our 3rd flight for one of those halves and the 4th flight for the other. We will be attempting to recover those halves once again when they return to Earth. Now, as stage
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
There's the start of our stage 1 entry burn, 20-second burn.
Both vehicles are following nominal trajectories.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
We did just have a successful stage 1 entry burn. Now, for those who follow along,
Stage 1 flight termination system is safed.
For those of you who follow along, you'll know that the soot on the rocket indicates that it's been flown before. You can't quite see it in those views from the first stage right now. But when the rocket-grade kerosene, or RP1, used to fuel Falcon 9 burns, it's actually carbon-based, so it generates soot. And now as the booster approaches its landing site during descent and performs its long re-entry burn, which it just did, it actually flies through its own plume, and the soot is deposited on the booster.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Stage 2 flight termination system is saved.
We did just start our stage 1 landing burn.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. SECO 1.
You can see we did just have successful first stage landing of our 98th overall orbital class
Stage
rocket.
1 landing confirmed.
And this includes both Falcon 9 and Heavy first stage landings. We heard the call out during that stage 1 landing that we did have second engine cutoff 1. We're just waiting for confirmation of a
Nominal
good
orbit
orbit.
insertion.
We just heard the call out for nominal orbital insertion. So next up, we will be having payload deploy at about T plus 15.5 minutes. Unfortunately, at that time, we won't have ground station coverage, which means we won't have a visual or data confirmation of a successful deployment until we acquire signal at our Mauritius ground station at about T plus 50 minutes into flight. Until then, sit back and enjoy the space jams, and we'll see you soon.
Expected loss of signal.